is up, everybody? Deveney here from Deveney Interactive, the hippest mom in all of YouTube, bringing you some Friday with Friends. And this week we have a very special guest, Hellfire Games. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, what's up, guys? This is the Hellfire Gamer, and I'm just here with Deveney for the Friday with Friends.
So tell us a little bit about the gameplay. It's going to be coming out real soon as I fix this thumbnail.
Okay, so the gameplay is actually 50 and 18, I think, and it's actually against my friend Slammy27. He's a pretty good player, and so I thought it was awesome that I got a good game against him.
Yeah, I watched the entire video, so everybody stick around to the end because it's a pretty awesome friggin' gameplay. It really is. So I wanted to ask you though, tell me a little bit about your play style, like your game playing style. What would you, if you had to like classify yourself or, you know, do something, what would you classify yourself as?
Well, as you can see in the gameplay, I'm actually a very aggressive player. I don't think I'm any one specific game style. I think that I rush around, but I also do play the objective and get as much kills as possible. So yeah.
Well, that's cool. You know what? I wish I had like a tenth of your talent, because I'm always like, I freak out while I'm playing. I categorize myself as like the rat on acid type gameplay, because like my mind is thinking the right thing at the time, but my thumbs just are not cooperating. I can do my trigger fingers really well, because apparently I can compare that to a mouse, so I'm really quick with the mouse clicks. So the index finger I'm really dexterous with, but my thumbs, they're just backwards. I cannot make them do what I'm thinking that I want them to do. So, but in the community in general, there's a little bit of a stigma about different play styles, because obviously there's like a defensive and then there's like an aggressive play style, and if both sides of that fence tend to have like a little bit of a stigma about that. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I really don't like campers at all. They really just anger me in every way, because it's not hard at all to sit in the corner. That's why I like to be aggressive. Not only do I think it's because I have like ADHD, but because I would be really hypocritical to just sit in a corner the whole game. And I mean, yeah, of course I play defensive every once in a while when I need to play the objective or I'm on a nice kill streak or something like that. But other than that, I rush around as much as I can.
See, the thing that kind of bothers me sometimes is because it's not like it's all the time, but every once in a while I get this little random comment and say, oh yeah, you say you're not a camper, but you camped the whole time. And I'm like sitting there thinking at the time, I'm like, did he actually watch the gameplay? Because I don't know, a lot of people might disagree. I think that I move around as much as I need to. Now, if there's a UAV up and I see that little red dot coming around the corner, then I think it's just prudent planning to wait for him to come to me. I'm not gonna, why would I go expose myself when I don't have to? I have a UAV, he doesn't. And if that makes me a camper, then I guess I have to cop to that. I don't know. I tend to think that it's prudent planning on that. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Woody's gamertag always says control the engagement, and so that's pretty much what I think you're doing. Like, obviously, you're going to get the jump on him if you wait for him to come around the corner, whereas it would be a fair gunfight if you just jumped around the corner, which is what I do most of the time, which probably isn't a good idea. But if you jump around the corner, then it's a fair gunfight, aside from the fact that you're going to know he's there and he doesn't know you're coming.
Well, see, half my problem is that I know he's coming around the corner, and as soon as I see him, I just cannot seem to get my iron sights on him to save my life. I can't do it. It's just, I don't know. I think I'm going to do the paper plate thing on my thing. Have you ever heard of that, the paper plate thing?
No, I have not.
Okay, there's a dude on YouTube, and you're like the fourth person that I've told about the paper plate thing, and they haven't heard of it. There was this dude on YouTube who took a paper plate, and you know how like when you're like running, how the iron sights, they go really wide? Yeah. If you mark those on like your TV or stuff, and then you cut out that little circumference or circle and stuff, and find a way to like tape it to your thing, and you can still see like your peripherals and stuff, so it's only blocking like the 3 or 4 inches on the other side of that. But he's like, as long as that person is like inside that little inner circle of your paper plate, then you know you're always going to at least get 1 or 2 bullets on them. So you know what, I need to find that and like link that, because you're like the 4th person who has said, I've never heard of the paper plate thing.
My friend Josh, actually, in Modern Warfare 2, he liked to do that riot shield throwing knife thing where you run around and then when you see someone you just throw the throwing knife real fast. And so he took tape and like colored in the tape and put it on a screen where the throwing knife crosshairs come up.
Okay, yeah.
So he could just do that real fast and know exactly where.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So it's not as if like the paper plate is totally, you know, obstructing your view. So it's a good premise, because it's just blocking out those what I call the no fire zone. So anyway, if I could find a way to get that stuff like hooked to my big screen without it like actually damaging it, I would totally do it tomorrow. But yeah, so what different kind of play styles do you think is more prominent within the community?
What do you mean by prominent?
Well,
like more common?
Well, see, here's my thinking on that. I think that you have like the YouTube community who only kind of what I call upload the highlights, and then you have like the actual community, like the people that you have to deal with in the lobbies. Yeah. So in the lobbies, what's the more prominent play style?
Well, I see a lot of what we would call tryhard, which is aggressive players, which I guess I could classify myself as a tryhard sometimes. I tend to use guns that aren't like extremely good, and then so I don't really call myself a tryhard, but yeah. And then so I see either like people who are very aggressive and annoying to play against, which is like myself, and then I see campers who sit in corners or run around the same area of the map, and that's basically all I see. Every once in a while you'll come across people who are doing their own little thing that you don't really see, but yeah.
Okay, so I have to reiterate, because see, the way that I normally play, because I'm just trying to remember inside my head what I normally do, because I tend to do a little bit better with assault rifles than I do with the SMGs and stuff. So if I'm like on a small map, I rarely ever, like in C-Town right here, if I was running with a SCAR or something like that, I would never go inside that building, because you're just asking to die if you go inside that building with an assault rifle. You're not going to win that gunfight. So I tend to kind of like go around the corners. I keep going in squares. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Does that make me a camper though?
Well, as long as you're like moving around, and it's not really camping because you are moving around and you're just trying to play the game. Campers on purpose stay in one spot just to get high kill to death ratios and get good games for things like that. Whereas you just play the game and play the objective every once in a while when it's needed, and it's not. I wouldn't classify it as camping now.
Well, see, yeah, because I really, believe it or not, if I'm going to put some gameplay up, because I rarely ever roll with like a full party. If I'm recording for a gameplay, if the truth be told, I am concentrating totally on the gameplay. If the truth be told, I don't really have time to kind of still have that interaction that I would like to have. So therefore, I don't run with parties, so I'm always going to be doing team deathmatch or killed confirmed or something like that. So if I wish I had a party. Sometimes you and we should start a party one time and do some domination and stuff and get that stuff going on, because I think that would be epic. Because then I don't have to worry about it. I'll let you guys carry me on.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to ask real quick, what's your thoughts on the like different game types, like say infected? I know sometimes some people will they tend to camp and stuff in infected. Is that a legitimate play style on different game types? Does that make sense?
Well, I think infected you can camp, because I don't consider it like an actual game type. I consider it kind of like a thing to relieve like stress and just like play the game for fun. Whereas I play the normal game types like ground war or domination like competitively. Like I try hard, you know. So yeah, I think that works.
Alrighty, well, the gameplay is wrapping up. So tell everybody your channel name. We'll make sure that we link it in the description.
Okay, well, my channel is www.youtube.com/hellfiregames, or just Hellfire Games in the search bar above.
And the E is with a 3, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming today. I do appreciate you coming out. And everybody go show him some love. And thank you for watching. Have a great day. Say goodbye.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.